Hello and welcome to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm Mason Smith here tonight with Stacy Chapley, Kevin Murphy, and Cole Melnick. We're here at the Frontier Regional Track and Field where the Frontier field hockey team is facing off against the Agawam Brownies. The third divisionally ranked Frontier team is celebrating their seniors tonight, and we will be taking you down onto the field right now to see the senior ceremony.
Welcome to Senior Night 2024. It is at this time that we would like to recognize the seniors that have made a commitment to the program for the past 6 years. With their constant effort, dedication, and drive, they have made contributions which factored into the success of the program, as well as memorable moments. For our Frontier seniors, Delaney Fifield with her mom Jen, Mom Jen, Dad Steve, Sister Madison, and Brother Cameron. Go Steve! Senior Kyra Richards. With Mom Christina, Dad Nate, and sibling Lee. And Senior Ashley Taylor. With Mom Lisa, Dad Stephen, and Brother Chris. Senior Claire Kirkendall. With Mom Diane and Brother Alec. And I'd also like to recognize Senior Abby Grover, who cannot be here right now. For Agawam seniors, Kyra Bernard. Lily Atkins. Shayna Bennett. Tegan Fulham. And Lydia Bryant. Tonight's starting lineup for Agawam, number 28, Kyra Bernard. Number 4, Lily Atkins. Number 18, Shayna Bennett. Lydia Bryant. Number 11, Brooke Dwyer. Number 13, Sam Matlin. Number 22, Alexina Lentis. Number 17, Finola Mahoney. Number 6, Sydney Frazier. Number 12, Alyssa De Silva. Number 2, Lily Sharis. Now for Frontier Varsity Field Hockey starting lineup. Number 5, Ashley Galinsky. Number 6, Ashley Taylor. Number 7, Elsa Brown. Number 8, Amelia Bouchard. Number 9, Stella Heflin. Number 12, Delaney Byfield. Number 20, Claire Kirkendall. Number 22, Harper Modesto. And number 23, Raina Luce. And in goal, Kyra Richards.
Hello and welcome to the start of the game. It's Frontier Regional against Agawam. They are playing at Frontier Regional tonight. It is Frontier's senior night. We just celebrated 5 seniors for Frontier. One of them could not be on the field tonight, Abby Grover, who we're sending our best wishes to as we get the game underway at the middle of the field. Those red lines you see on the field tonight are in play. The white is for football, and we painted them over with red. I had an old couple ask me that question earlier today during the JV game, actually.
Yeah, because we're the field is actually 50 yards wide, so it's a little bit wider
Yes.
than a standard football field.
Yes, it is. And
so coming into this game right now, overall Agawam is 4-3, and Frontier is 6-1-1.
yeah, I mean, they had a great start to the season. In the Long Meadow, and then their one tie was to St. Mary's at Lynn. There are 2 St. Mary's that Frontier ends up playing in various different sports. So this one was the one that was out east in Lynn, I believe is where it is. And so they've had not very many close games, although the last time that they faced this season was a win for the Red Hawks. It was 3-2. So a close win for the Hawks, and they're looking for similar or better results tonight, of course. In goal tonight is Kyra Richards, one of the 5 seniors that we're celebrating here tonight. She's had an incredible season so far. It is one of the reasons why Frontier has been so successful. Also, they've allowed very few goals. They have not allowed more than 2 goals in one game in this whole season.
Yeah, so we talked about this before with keeping their one loss to a 1-0 loss to Long Meadow, which is they're the top of the top in
Oh yeah, I mean
that's a win.
Yeah, honestly, I mean it goes down as a loss on the record, but losing by only 1 and only allowing 1 goal is, I mean, that's a huge accomplishment, and they will be facing them actually in their next game on October 2nd, which is in 2 days. 2 days. Yes. 2 days.
And Frontier has already played against Agawam.
Yes, they won that game 3-2, as we were talking about before. And Agawam is in possession right now. After a whiff pass, they will lose possession. No, keep possession with the whistle. And it's been a lot of just movement around the midfield line so far, Chapley. They no team seems to be able to penetrate the other's defense early on, and we're looking at 4 15-minute quarters. We're already just about 3 minutes into this first one, and
yeah, so we're playing out here on the football field,
yeah.
And this is not the best field.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
On the sides, it's probably a little smoother, but in the middle, it's all torn up. Our field crew tries to bring that height of the grass down, but there's just so many patches out there from the football game a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this is the only place to do a night game because their regular field, which is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, it's amazing. It's one of the best all-grass fields in the area, really. And like you were saying, I mean, I got to think that they're a little bit lucky, too, that Frontier didn't have a home football game just, last Friday. Right. They had an away game against Greenfield, which we covered. But that's got to make the field conditions just a little bit better instead of just getting torn up by all of those cleats.
Right. But it's going to be an adjustment, even though Frontier was out here practicing.
Yep.
It's still going to be a little bit of a rough. Like you'll be running down, and then all of a sudden that ball will hit a divot and just stop on you.
Yeah, it'll stop. It can jump up, and we are going to see a lot of that, and we'll take note of it as it happens. But right now, DeMayo passes it up on the far side to Ashley Taylor, one of the captains for the Redhawks. She tries to center it to Heflin, and it is cleared out by the defense of Agawam. Putting her body between the defender and the ball is number 8, Amelia Bouchard. Bouchard, one of several transfers from Pioneer, which was part of a Greenfield co-op last year, just transferred to Frontier this year, and she's made a fairly substantial difference as the pass moves forward. Macy DeMayo gets a clear, turns around a defender, and trying to pull a shot off, gets blocked. The backhand, it's loose in front of the net, pops out for a moment, and will go out of bounds. Will be Agawam's ball. A nice early chance in the circle for the Redhawks.
So it's a long hit. Frontier will bring it in at the 25.
And see, this is why we have you here, because I wouldn't know what that is. And I still don't, actually. Pass back and then forward by Modesto.
Yeah, you have two choices on that startup. Is you either got to carry it 5 yards forward or do a parallel back pass to then move it forward. So that's...
And a nice forward pass stopped by Kirkendall, but the whistle is blown on her. She's got to get back in position.
Yep. So, once again, another foot. Ball is just, it's going to bounce. Now we're going foot the other way. The ball is just going to be very, very bouncy. And it's going to be a very whistle-blown game.
Yeah.
All right.
And lofted down the field over the head of Macy DeMayo. She's going to get there. Ball pops up, and she's still fighting for it. Whistle goes Frontier's way. DeMayo takes it over to the right side, picked up by Taylor. Ashley Taylor close to the ref and loses the ball. Now the clear goes to Bouchard, who hammers it in, and it's tucked away for the opening goal. Hawks take the lead. What a play. And I can't tell if they got the finish in the corner of the goal there or if it just went right in. It looked like it was going in anyway. I don't think it needed a misdirection, but what a strike from Bouchard from the perimeter.
So it looks like Ashley tipped it in, but it was 2 assists coming in.
Ashley Galinsky scored the goal with the assist from Stella Heflin.
From the field as soon as we can.
Yes, the scorekeepers down at the field should be shouting it back to us in a moment or two. But in the meantime, Agawam will move it forward with a pass from Kyra Bernard, one of the captains, and several seniors from Agawam. On the near side, it's Mahoney up against DeMayo. And so far we've seen a struggle from the midfielders of Agawam to advance the ball forward into any kind of possible threat for Kyra Richards. And that's one of the reasons why she has some great stats this year, Chapley. She hasn't had to worry that much because that backline for Frontier is so talented. And we saw some early stops from Kirkendall, for example, who's standing in the mix a little bit closer inside the circle, but now moving forward is Bernard, and the whistle goes the other way. Hawks get the ball.
Yeah. I mean, you have Delaney Fifield in that back field along with Claire, and Abby's usually back there as well, but she was injured during warm-ups.
And that was a great stop from Fifield and also Richards to boot it away. Now Frontier gets the whistle, and we get to move it forward. There's Bouchard again, I believe, moving it up the field. And now it's sent back by the defenders of Agawam. I was looking for their mascot name and I couldn't find it. And then I decided to look down at the roster. Yeah, they're the Brownies, which
I don't know if that's.
I'm not sure what it is. And a hammer forward DeMayo gets there, slips and falls, gets right back up. Heflin battling for it to her left. And now Taylor to try and send it into the circle. Still locked up, and now popped out. Bouchard back in. Taylor, and Heflin will lose the ball. Whistle goes to Agawam, and they will take it out from the 25. And the chip shot. It's almost like a golf shot. I'm saying that as in it's a golf term. And that was a great through pass. DeMayo
working that
trying to use her shoulder. It's a great job working the sideline. And backhand pass in front of the goal, and it's out.
So it should be a long hit for Frontier to bring it in from the 25.
Yep. And that's Harper Modesto, one of the biggest players on the field, at least in height. She's very tall, and you can tell just by looking at her out on the field running against everyone else.
Yeah.
Having a race back for the Redhawks is Rainer Luce, who is playing on the near side tonight. That's Elsa Brown with the ball, sending it forward to number 5, which is Ashley Galinsky. You do have the water in front. I was going to say, you can drink some water if you keep coughing. And a spin move back up the middle for Luce. Loses the ball, and it is almost sent out of bounds, barely kept in by the Agawam midfielder. That was Lily Charest on the play. And it's interesting, we have a Lily Charest on the Brownies, and then Brooke Charest on Frontier. And I don't know if they're related or not. I know Jake Charest is in the crowd tonight, and I know him, and I know he's related to Brooke Charest, who is on the sideline right now. She's the JV goalie and the backup for Kyra Richards if something was to happen to her. But I don't know if there's a relation there, which is it's
a small world. It could be.
It very well could be, because I don't think of it as a very common name.
Well, you might have to do a little investigating during halftime.
Maybe I will. And that whistle goes the Brownies' way. Taking it in from the far side with a big wind-up. And try to be cleared out by Modesto. And Frontier wins that whistle. Going to take it up is Bouchard. Big wind-up and up to DeMayo. Macy DeMayo. She keeps the ball after a bit of a tussle, loses it again, and now on the sideline will drop it out of bounds. And that's Sam Matland to take it backwards. I was going to say forwards, but she sends it backwards to the middle of the field, and the pass jumps right over the stick of Ashley Taylor. Pass goes forward past Taylor. Intercepted by Bouchard, and then she loses it on the whistle. The hammer forward is stopped as it bounces by Bernard. Bernard still going in the circle. Tries to send it through the crowd, and it will be cleared out. Hit the shin of Sydney Frazier. And that is sent airborne.
Yeah. So those can be tricky if they come too close to two players of opposing teams.
Yeah.
It would be dangerous, and then. But that landed beautifully.
Yeah, that was a great send. We actually have seen that a few times from the Hawks now.
Yeah, that wasn't something we would see very frequently. In one of the games we were broadcasting from, they were doing a little stick dribbling.
Yeah.
Bouncing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we might see that tonight as well.
Well, considering the plays they've been making so far tonight, I wouldn't be surprised. And And a contested ball around midfield. Bouchard is in there once again. She's been plenty active so far in this game. Sent forward by the Brownies on the far side. The pass in the middle for the Red Hawks goes too far for Harrington. Spin move from the Brownies. And a step back gets by Macy DeMeo. DeMeo back in position and will take the ball away. That was a great few moves from Finola Mahoney, who loses the whistle. Or no, she wins it. Brownies will take it up. Sent over the stick of Riley. And that's sent through a few defenders. Fifield hacks it away. And now Taylor on the far side tries to send it forward, and she will. DeMeo, a beautiful pass, but it hops over her stick. And that's exactly what you were talking about, Chapley. That's the issue with playing on this kind of a field. A beautiful pass like that just, kind of gets ruined by the turf that you're playing on. Oh, and a great touch. Riley keeps it in play. Not quite, it seems.
Yep. Looks like...
And it is Agawam's ball. There was some confusion from the players there.
Yeah, I was looking at the ref trying to figure out what was going on.
And the pass is popped up by Riley's stick. Will go out of bounds. Agawam's ball. Inching up the near sideline are the Brownies.
Right. So on that first goal, it was Ashley Galinsky from Stella Heflin. We're a little delayed.
Just a little bit. And now look at this. We got a breakaway. Harrington, whistle is blown. And that's actually the end of the first quarter. I wasn't even keeping track of the clock. But
the buzzer didn't go off. Huh?
We don't have the buzzer out here.
So
usually they have a horn down there if they want to use it, but that's the first quarter. And now, if we get the camera down there, which I hope that they do, they've got some T-shirts that they're going to be throwing to the fans. A long shot back to us, and those are a bunch of the football players.
Scored by Stella Heflin. With the assist by Ashley Galinsky.
Oh, I got it backwards. Ashley Galinsky assisted to Stella Heflin.
There we go. All right, we got to figure it out now. But the Hawks.
It was the other way around. It was Ashley Galinsky from Stella.
Well, while we're figuring
Ashley
out
Galinsky scored the goal with the assist from Stella Heflin.
And we get a thumbs up from the huddle. All right, there we go. We did get it right. We'll get there eventually.
We need another set of headsets to convey what's going on down.
See, I've been saying this too. We need especially with I'll tell you something. Basketball is a pain because the crowds can get very loud when I'm covering them, and then the refs are making signals to the other side of the court with their back to me, and I don't know what's going on. And so I want to have a little microphone on them so they switch it on, and then I can hear what they're saying, so I know what's going on. But
we were supposed to play music too.
But I've got you here, Chapley, so we can figure out the calls when we need them. And now we got another set of 15 minutes for
the second quarter.
Second quarter, yeah.
So right now I have one shot against Kyra, and there was 2 shots on the Agawam goalie, 1 going in, and no corners.
Yeah, that's right.
We haven't had any corners, which is unusual.
That's very surprising. I feel like, especially considering the turf that we're playing on, that would influence the game a little bit. We'd see a few more corners from that, but I guess not. Brown through the legs of a Brownie defender and gets it up to Rowan Riley. Riley dancing on the sideline and called for a foot.
Well, she went over it, so it was kind of a block.
Oh, she got nailed right in the thigh.
Ugh.
And taking it out for the Brownies is Matland. Batted down by Taylor. And, yeah, that was right next to 2 players. So
not quite sure.
Calls going for the Brownies.
Yeah. I would have thought that would have gone the other way, but.
Yeah. The pass forward is broken up and now sent the other way. Taylor for the Hawks, trailed by Heflin. Taylor in a duel, and she's going to win it. Takes it down the middle of the field. Pass forward for Heflin, and whistle goes Frontier's way. Heflin lets a few defenders pass, and then a slow pass forward. She'll catch up and try and win it, and lose it on the whistle.
It's, definitely a lot sloppier than what we would normally see from both teams.
I mean, easily the best game that I've seen of Frontier field hockey was last year's Western Mass final, which was against Greenfield. So that obviously, it was very competitive, very close game. But also, it was in Holyoke, at Holyoke High School. And they have this great turf field. It was fantastic. A lot of fun to watch. And we actually have it up on FCAT. I covered that game with my friend Oliver Cox. Who I see in the hallways of Frontier every so often. But, and hopefully we'll see the Red Hawks there again at the end of this regular season. Taylor just taking it herself all the way up the left side, the right side of the field. But now the Brownies with a cross trying to move it forward. They lose the ball on the whistle. Riley sends it forward. That's Taylor, and a long pass won't get to DeMayo, but she wins it.
As she's coming in, she's got that great back.
Trying to turn the corner here in the circle.
Oh,
turns around, takes the shot, and that's good. Yeah, that's our first corner of the game. A foot in the circle. So now this is something we were talking about in the last game we covered, Chadley, which was their first game of the season against Greenfield. The masks that they're wearing in the goal, which to me at least seemed to be a relatively new thing. And I think you talked about it a little bit. But now here's our first corner out of the circle, brought in by Kirkendall. Big windup, and it goes wide to the left. Had a few chances to be deflected, but as you were saying, just hops up over the stick, and it's just tough reaction time.
So last year was the first year choice of goggles. Before that, it was mandatory. You had to wear goggles. And so with being in goal defending on a corner, there's a higher risk of getting hit in the face. So that's why they have the option of putting on the mask. Oh, we got someone's...
Yeah, and speaking of which, we have an injury on the field. So they get up. That's Sydney Frazier, who will walk it off and get a round of applause from the stands. Good pass forward from Modesto. Hopping along the grass, and now Taylor won't be able to juke out the defender, but wins the whistle. On the far side, trying to send it into Heflin, and it will go for Agawam.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of feet.
Yes. Probably some hacking here and there, just, trying to get the ball as it jumps up and misjudging it.
Right.
I mean, just in general, all kinds of penalties, but...
I mean, we have a really big crowd out here tonight, which is really great to see. And we also have volleyball going on inside.
Yes, I'll actually, during halftime, I'll be looking at Frontier's live stream of that. So, not that it matters too much for our broadcast. People will be watching it when they want to watch it, which hopefully is right now. But we'll be seeing what the score is and how they've been doing and give you guys a bit of an update on that. Now, to give them a little bit of a plug and appreciation, the volleyball team every year does this wonderful fundraiser for breast cancer awareness. I believe it's specifically for breast cancer.
Yes.
Yes, it is. And they call it Spike It for Life. And it's a great thing that they do, and I always love covering it. And senior night got priority this time around. But they are hopefully raising a bunch of money in there. I saw a lot of parents and plenty of students, and I'm sure we'll get a large influx of students out here once the game ends, because it started a little bit earlier than this game started. So in the fourth quarter, we should expect a lot of people to be coming out here, mainly students, all of them wearing pink.
All right, so the high ball, dangerous, went back to Agawam. Agawam's taking advantage of it right now. We've really been playing, in the middle, mostly in the middle field.
Yes, and a lot of it. And a lot of middle field and Frontiers Agawam's ends.
Right. But you can't, Agawam, they beat Agawam 3-2 in the last matchup down at Agawam, and so you can't write them out.
No, absolutely not. Their record might not reflect it, but they have impressive players. They have a high-caliber team, and they're going to be contesting the Hawks throughout this whole game. Right now, only a 1-point difference separating them, and a goal from any one of the Agawam forwards could change all of that in an instant. Whistle will go the Brownies' way.
So Lily Atkins, number 4, is their big scorer for the team. She's got 8 goals on the season going into this game.
And she hasn't been too active, mostly because she hasn't been receiving too many passes. And that's not a fault of her teammates. That's mostly a fault of a lot of the Frontier defenders. But now she sends a pass forward to, that was Gavoni, and the whistle turns over possession. Pass is taken away by Gavoni, centered, and Atkins sends it out of bounds. That's one of the few chances we've seen so far from the Brownies. And, whether or not you have a great team, if you can't break through that, all-star backline that the Red Hawks have, it's not going to count for much. That's really what all of these games come down to, and that's what happens with the boys' soccer games, too. If the teams that they're playing against can't break through their elite defenders, the Hawks have the game in the bag either as a tie or a win. It's just a matter of whether or not their forwards can put the ball in the back of the net, and so far, Frontiers has.
Yeah. I mean, overall, the conditioning for Frontier is second to none.
Oh, yeah.
And to see the summer, the summer workout that the kids are asked to do, and most of them are dedicated, and they will go all summer preparing, so they come in already to hit the ground running. Yeah,
and it shows. It really shows. And now Frontier with another close-range opportunity outside the circle. Yeah. Windup is whiffed and deflected off of an Agawam
and we got a
foot.
A corner.
Yep. Probably shin would be a better word for it. Looked like it jumped up. Yeah. It looked like their foot, but then I saw that the ball jumped up, so as it does so often. Second corner of the night for the Hawks.
As we say, every corner should be a goal.
They sent it wide to the left of the goal last time they had a corner, and now Taylor will send it to the top of the circle. Pass over to Modesto, goes airborne, not much forward, fighting for it, and still loose in the circle. Going to be popped out, and whistle goes for the Brownies.
Yeah. A lot of action going on. Really, clumping is all I can come up with.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing. I mean, and now Heflin takes the ball away, misses the swing, jumps over a few defenders' sticks, and she's back into it, hits the arm of a player, and will be the third Frontier corner. I mean, my coach back when I played rec soccer when I was like in third grade, maybe.
Yeah, about knee-high to a grasshopper.
Well, I was still tall back then, but I don't know. I don't know about that. But she would call it magnet ball. That's what she would say. And
And so, like every once in a while, you just got, even at the varsity level and college level, you'll see, you don't see the bunching, but you see the middle schoolers, you see the JV, and then varsity, they really start to develop how to stay spread out, spread the defense out, opening up the passing lanes. Claire,
Kirkendall with 2 solid shots. The second one just got a little too far under it, sent it high, and it hit off of a body of one of the Agawam defenders. And so that's going to turn the ball over to the Brownies. Now, Abby Grover, who is not able to play tonight, we're unsure of her status right now. She got hurt in warm-ups right before this game. She got a ball to the face is what we've been told in warm-ups. So there was, ice pack to her face is all that we could see. But we send our best wishes to her, of course, and condolences since, this is her senior night, and not getting to play on your senior night is, it is one of the worst things you can have.
It is not the last home game.
That's true. That's the other reason why this is a strange occurrence. People have been asking me about it. Why are they having their senior night? And I can't tell you. I really can't.
So this is the only scheduled night game. And
I see.
And so this is the best opportunity for
that makes sense
for the families to be part of senior night.
Yeah.
They have tried to do senior in the past on a regular afternoon game, and it's just only
it's not the same.
certain people can make it. And
other people are busy too, so it makes sense. Agawam now on the offense. Lofted pass up to Atkins. And now goes the other way off of the whistle. And it's been the story all night. You get a little bit of momentum and the refs turn it upside down. Now we're in under 3 minutes for the second quarter. Score is still 1-0 Red Hawks. And on the far side, a whistle is blown for the Brownies. Fighting for it is DeMeo, and she wins it. No, she does not. She thought that she had, and she really went for it. Looked like she might have a breakaway or something, but did not.
The nice thing with Macy is she's got really good stick handling skills. She gets low when she's defending and keeping a nice flat, that stick really low to the ground in order to make it harder for the offense to get past her. Yeah. And then once she brings it up, she's got this great reverse stick that she can go the whole length of the field on a reverse stick.
And that is a long lob down the field. Taylor's going to get to it first. She's got 2 players in front of her, sending it forward to Harrington, and broken up a little bit. Harrington back with the ball, fighting for it, and will lose it to the Brownies. Whistle goes their way too. Just over a minute to go. Brown with a nice move. Elsa Brown on the near side. Chips it over another stick. And now Bouchard. Excuse me, no, that's not Bouchard. That's Nora Sloan. Modesto's stick gets on the ball, and now it's sent the other way. And a big windup. That would be let right out of bounds. Good thing no one was in direction of that ball. That was a quick strike.
I was surprised it wasn't considered a dangerous. It must, from the angle of the ref, it must have been wide enough that there was nobody close enough to it.
Yeah, we definitely have a different angle than they do.
I definitely like this angle better than on the field angle.
I agree. The little bit of height it makes all the difference. It really does. Lofted pass to the other side. 15 seconds in the half. That's Bouchard backtracking, and now Feifeld sends it forward, out of bounds, and that will do it for the quarter and the half.
Yep.
The Hawks have a 1-0 lead going into the third quarter, which was scored by, we mixed it up, so now I'm not remembering it.
Ashley Galinsky.
It was Galinsky.
Assisted by Stella Heflin.
on a great exchange. And now we've got a few more shirts that are getting tossed out. I'm wearing one of the shirts right now, and I can tell you it is very comfy.
It is.
I think you might actually be able to buy a few from Missy, but don't quote me on that. I don't know for sure. And people are wanting them. Great throws from the guys down on the track.
So during halftime, we're going to be bringing out juniors field
Yes.
hockey team and congratulating them on a magnificent season so
Yes.
far. So I'm going to step aside.
Yep. And so when we come back, it will be the third quarter, 30 minutes left in Frontier's senior night for field hockey. 1-0 in favor of the Red Hawks against the Agawam Brownies. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television.
Return to the Mac. Get up what it is, what it does, what it is, what it isn't. Looking for a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking the news.
If you take a look to the right-hand side of the track, we'd like to introduce the Frontier Junior Field Hockey team. The Frontier Junior Field Hockey team is having a successful 6th season. They remain undefeated with 6 wins and 1 tie so far. They have scored 25 goals. They've had 3 undefeated seasons since the team's first year in 2019. The juniors enter the Valley Cup tournament on October 19th after having placed 3rd last year and hope to challenge East Longmeadow for the first place trophy. The juniors team has 18 players ranging from 3rd through 6th grade from the towns of Conway, Deerfield, Sunderland, and Whately. They are coached by Mary Ellen Sloan, Evan Grant, and Gabby Richard Harrington. The juniors are honored to be here to celebrate the Frontier Seniors tonight. Go Red Hawks!
I'm so damn grateful. I grew up really wanna go fronts, but that's what you get when Wu-Tang raised you. Y'all can't stop me. Go hard like I gotta eat it within my heart.
Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm Mason Smith, still here with Stacy Chapley, Kevin Murphy, and Cole Melnick. We're coming into the second half of this senior night celebration for the Frontier Red Hawks. They're facing off against the Agawam Brownies, and the Red Hawks are currently up 1-0 after a goal by Ashley Galinsky as we reset the clock on
There we go.
a false start off of the
All right, so
draw.
Frontier.
Yep.
So Frontier has the
Yes,
ball.
they do have the
didn't-
ball.
There wasn't enough of a stop-start, I guess. All right,
Yeah.
and that's hit into the Brownies, so Agawam takes over. It's just a bouncy ball kind of night.
Yeah, and plenty of whistles kind of night, too. We've got all kinds of fouls that we've seen, but not very many that have gone in favor of the Brownies.
Yep.
DeMayo jumps out of the way of that ball, which almost hit her in her face. Now Modesto will step up to take it, moving it forward and dropping it where the ref tells her. Pass sent forward, and Taylor keeps it in play, and that will be stopped as it jumped up and hit the hand of Brooke Dwyer.
Oh,
She'll probably end up coming off. That hit her pretty hard and fast.
that's a hard ball.
Yeah, it is.
You
It's
don't
a
want-
it
you
is
don't
a
wanna get
really
hit by
hard
that
ball.
ball.
Yeah, you really don't, and especially when they send it airborne, it can be very impressive. If they can land it right, but if they land it wrong, it can also be pretty messy to look at, and that hand is probably going to end up getting bandaged up. That's a rough injury to have, especially if that's your dominant hand.
So that's always the risk, because you get
Yeah.
unlike ice hockey where you're actually wearing gloves to protect your hand.
Yeah,
There's nothing here.
yeah, and I mean the goalies have some protection around their hands and their legs, obviously. as well as their chest. They have protection just all around.
Oh,
but
we have a corner.
That will be fourth corner.
Yes.
For the Red Hawks, as we've switched sides on the field, for those of you trying to keep track. And once again, it will be the captain, Ashley Taylor, one of the seniors being celebrated tonight at Frontier, who will be taking the corner. Hawks have not converted a corner into a goal so far tonight, but have had a few shots go wide and a few cleared so far. Taylor's pass over to Kirkendall. She sends it up to the top. That's Galinsky with it. And a good save from Lydia Bryant as she kicks it to the side. And that was not Galinsky at the top. I believe that was actually Macy DeMayo.
It was.
And DeMayo will get the ball right before it goes out of bounds. Taylor tries to send it in, and whistle goes the Brownies' way.
Yep. Right now, Frontier is charging, getting to the ball, and trying to keep it down, just keeping the pressure on the Brownies' defense.
Yeah, they're turning up the heat, and they're turning up fast. I mean, absolutely relentless is what they're looking like right now as Heflin traces the sideline and loses the ball on a whistle.
Yeah.
But this is the kind of pressure that you might not be getting all kinds of shots on goal, but it's worrying to a goalie who's just sitting there and anticipating when's the shot going to come, and then when it finally does come, you never know when the nerves might get to them and they make a reaction too fast or too slow.
Yeah, and with the crazy fields, we're definitely seeing a lot more balls coming up into the air.
Yes, yeah, a lot of them, and
Stella
a few
just took
injuries
one in-
because of that.
Yeah, Stella just took one in the shin a minute or so.
Yeah. We've seen several players go down so far this game. But we've still seen those hacks, big wind-ups and sent up into the air and far down the field,
Right.
which end up injuring players. It's just part of the game. And now Agawam is going to take it from out of bounds. That is sent up over 2 sticks of Frontier players, and now Bouchard will take it up.
Nice steal coming right off of that stick.
Yeah, it was a great job, and now surrounded by 3 Brownies. Moving it the other way is Bernard. Along the sideline, just got to keep it in, and will start dribbling and hits it out of bounds. That would have been a fantastic play if she could have gotten around Feifeld that way.
Yeah, those are once they start dribbling, if they're really good with their control, they're really hard to defend.
Yeah. You saw her scoop it up onto her stick, and that's when she really started moving. And now a great through pass. DeMayo could be on a breakaway here, and she makes a nice move around the defender but loses the ball. Still in a great position. She spins to the inside, works backwards around the circle, and sends it in. Heflin with the ball, can't pass it forward, and the drive is stopped by the whistle.
That would, once again, she's got the momentum going, and then it just hits a dead spot.
That's a really tough break for the Hawks in several ways. What you just said, Chapley, and then also having the whistle not go your way there after you got it in a great position in a short amount of time. And that will be a foot on the Red Hawks, goes the way of the Brownies.
Yeah. Since the Brownies had momentum moving, there was a held whistle.
Yeah.
And they'll drop the whistle after a bit. If Frontier got a hold of it, they would have called it back for the Brownies.
Yeah.
So that's why we're not always seeing a whistle.
And Atkins
with an obvious foot.
Yeah, Atkins goes down and looks like she might have slipped and fell. I wasn't really sure. We got 9 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
So right now we have 4 corners for Frontier with 1 shot on goal that Kyra saved. No corners for Agawam. 3 shots on the Agawam goalkeeper where 1 got by.
Yeah. And now Richard's starting to get a little bit of pressure, but the forwards for Frontier start to work it the other way.
So we got a sub coming in. So.
And that, I don't have number 31 on my roster. I heard Sadie was the name that was being shouted out.
Okay. I don't have.
She's coming in as a forward, and she's getting right into the mix immediately. Modesto gets the ball that popped out of the mix. Hawks trying to clear it out. Sent back in by Bernard. Or no, excuse me, as a defender. I'm still seeing the field the other way.
As long as they're not scoring on the wrong goal.
Yeah. As long as they're not confused, it doesn't matter.
Right.
And now DeMeo, another breakaway. Puts the move on her again. Loses the ball again. And, I mean, she's a great player. But when you don't have the people to pass to, things can end really quickly like they have the past 2 times for her.
Right.
And now she's got a few people to pass to, including Galinsky, who lays down a big hit with her stick. Pass up the field from Feifeld to Galinsky. Whistle goes the Hawks' way. Galinsky takes it up herself. Pass forward, past Heflin, and kicked out of the circle by Bryant. A good heads-up save. Pass just a little bit too strong for it to end up in a good place for the Hawks. And Feifeld puts her stick in the way of De Silva, who will try and center it back. And now it turns into an offensive opportunity for the Hawks as DeMeo skirts around a defender. Has Taylor to her right and now to her left. Whistle will kill the play. Timeout's going to be taken by Agawam with 6:33 on the clock. And there's been there's been more offensive possession for the Brownies, but not a lot of opportunities, Shapley.
No, the defense is really holding them well back and being able to intercept that ball to get it back up. The midfielders are working hard both ends of the field, and you know.
The thing that I think Agawam really has going for them is their midfielders, who have been able to, when Frontier gets possession on their offensive opportunities, they don't just let the ball go straight by them. They can get their bodies and sticks in the way, and they can turn it back over for maybe a second or third offensive attempt, but it doesn't really end up being much, which ends up being the fault of their forwards, right?
And, I mean, we definitely have kept it more down in the Brownies' defensive end.
Yes.
Or Frontier's offense. But the Brownies' midfield is really doing a good job breaking up our forwards as they're trying to get break.
I was going to mention that too. They're really holding this team together so far, and the Hawks just need to keep pushing. They already have the 1-goal lead, and, you know, in field hockey, that's really all you need.
It's like soccer.
Yeah, it's exactly like soccer. I was going to say, I mean, you want more goals the better because you want that insurance, but really a one goal can be all the insurance you need.
Right. But we still have 6 minutes left in the third quarter and another 15 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
So
You can't count out the Brownies just quite yet. They have a lot of game left to play, and they'll have a lot to say on the matter as we're coming back in from the timeout.
And I mean, one of the cool advantages Frontier has is how many different people from the different from Frontier's forwards have scored. So getting back to after our timeout here, setting back up. Brownies will have the ball at the top of the circle.
In their own defensive end, so won't start in a threatening position for the Redhawks.
Right.
But Atkins is roaming at the top of their formation. She's gotten a little bit of action when she gets the ball, has found a few good passing lanes, but has made nothing of substance so far. Quick pass up to number 6, Sydney Frazier.
Oh, dangerous.
Yeah, big wind-up on that swing. That was a good call by the refs. And that's 31. Sadie something. We don't... we'll see if we can catch the name from the fans, but an intercepted pass by Modesto. Foot is called against Agawam. Modesto sends it forward, and
all right, Frontier ball.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
And yeah, it's a good job. Good stick too. Just blocked it. Would have hit her in the gut.
Yeah.
And on the sideline, on the bench actually, is Brooke Dwyer, who's still nursing that hand that got nailed by the ball a few minutes earlier in the game. Whistle is blown, goes for the Red Hawks. Sent through a defender. DeMeo will get there. Tracks to the far side, trying to take it into the circle, and she slips and falls. Going to be Frontier's ball from outside the circle. They send it in, and it goes wide.
So she didn't carry it 5 yards. She was below the 25. So she took one step and then sent it. So
yeah.
Brownie ball.
And they'll take the far side as well, try and get past Feifeld. He's playing pretty far up right now. Or no, it's not Feifeld, excuse me. Oh, no, I can't read her number. That's Elsa Brown. They had a similar hairstyle, that's why I got confused.
I used to be able to tell them apart by ponytails and goggles. But I do concur that Elsa has a similar ponytail.
Especially on the far side of the field.
Yeah.
Really, all I'm doing is trying to make sure that Delaney doesn't get upset at me tomorrow in school when she hears this. And a pass back. Kirkendall, or no, that's Modesto.
Yeah.
Whiffs the pass.
Brownies are capitalizing. Still a Brownie ball.
Yeah, that skipped off of Modesto's foot, so they'll reset it. Trying to move it forward is their captain, Kyra Bernard. Pass back, blocked by a few sticks of the Red Hawks, and now back up to the top. Stopped by Ashley Taylor, or at least blocked. Bernard, backhand, in the circle, maybe a chance here for the Brownies. Ball's loose. Elsa Brown will clear it out. Riley lays off the ball for Brown, and the whistle goes the Hawks' way. They catch a break there after probably the best offensive opportunity we've seen from Agawam in a long time. Bit of a shoulder bump there. And now back over to the Brownies. Sent up to the middle of the field.
Frontier is really bunching, and they really need to take notice of where they are on the field.
And you said that earlier, and I'm really starting to notice it now.
So, I mean, we still have quite a few young players in.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, it's a skill that takes time. And and I'm sure there's some frustration because the ball isn't moving that far.
Yeah, I mean, there's some strategy that's going on right now with Coach Mahar, but on the field, Taylor makes a nice move, pass to herself, beyond two defenders, breaks a block, and the whistle is blown.
We got a corner.
And this is a great chance for the Red Hawks.
Yeah, Addie Harrington was just like, if that pass could have been moved up to Addie, she would have had an open net.
Oh, it would have been beautiful. I mean, that's exactly the way that play developed is exactly what you hope for.
Right.
But now the Hawks have their fifth corner. Taylor will send it up to the top. That's Kirkendall who brings it down. Big windup, sends it forward, and it's deflected wide to the left.
Right.
That was a great pull.
That was a decent execution considering the field conditions.
Yeah, absolutely. The fact she stopped it, had to take a second, which allowed the defenders to get in a bit of a better position, but she still ended up taking a great shot that got deflected. Otherwise, I feel that was on target, and from a long range too. Sent to the far side. But as we were saying before the corner, it seems like Coach Maher might have some sort of strategy with her offensive versus defensive players. We're seeing plenty of offensive players like forwards who are on the sideline right now, standing in front of the bench for the Red Hawks, and more defensive players on the field. But Frontier's still getting more offensive opportunities with Ashley Taylor, who makes the same move, trying to pass it forward, and she's looking for Harrington again. Spin move, open in front of the net, and it hit her foot. This is a tough break, and 30 seconds left in the quarter. Agawam trying to move it forward. Hawks might have one last chance if they can intercept the ball here. 20 seconds on the clock. On the far side, Agawam sends it forward to Atkins. Atkins racing down the field. 15 seconds to go. Intercepted by Harper Modesto. And Atkins again from a through pass. Fighting for it with Kirkendall. 2-1. That's the quarter. And so we got just 15 minutes left. Agawam hanging on by their fingernails. 1-0 is the score as we take a few minutes where the guys will come back out to throw the last round of T-shirts. When we come back, it will be the fourth and final quarter, deciding who will be the winner on Frontier's Senior Night. Oh, that one came back over here. Look at that.
Spicing things up here. This has got it going on here. I tell you.
Hello and welcome back to Frontier Community Access Television. I'm still Mason Smith here with Stacy Chapley, Kevin Murphy, and Cole Melnick, all the rest of the FCAT crew. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. We're coming into the fourth and final quarter of this senior night matchup here at Frontier Regional High School. Hawks are up 1-0 against the Agawam Brownies. If the Hawks can pull off this win, they would go 2-0 against Agawam for the season, move to 7-1-1, and improve their already impressive ranking in their conference and division. They're currently placed second in their suburban conference or league.
Yep.
Some call it conference, some call it league. It's different sports too.
Yes. Second place to Longmeadow.
Yes, which they lost to by only 1, and they'll play against in just 2 days. So that could be that will be a big deal breaker and decider for who's going to take the top spot in their suburban league this year. And Taylor might have a chance. Will be a corner, 6th corner, I think.
Yes, it is. You're correct. It's
yes,
the
okay.
But I put a hash mark in the wrong spot.
Okay, I see. But as we were saying, in their division, they are ranked 3rd overall, which is across the whole state with schools similar in size to Frontier. So a great start to the year, and now brought down by Kirkendall, passed over to DeMayo. DeMayo fading away, trying to bat it in. Heflin with the ball, and it will be kept in play. DeMayo sends it forward, loose in front of the net. Kirkendall can't quite get a stick on it, and it will go Agawam's way.
So there's been, other than the goal, we've the Agawam goalie has 4 saves.
Yeah, they've been under pressure quite a bit this game so far, Chapley, and it's starting to tax them a little bit, especially the defenders who are running around so much. That shot from Kirkendall, which was probably a little bit more of a pass, is blocked by the Agawam defenders. Move forward to the far side. De Silva with it.
And then Macy DeMayo brings it up.
Looking for the outside. That's Bouchard, who will win the whistle.
Ooh.
Barely keeping it in play.
I'm surprised I didn't call 5 yards. The Agawam player was not 5 yards when they started that self-start.
And off the foot of number 17, Mahoney, will be Frontier's ball off the sideline. Bouchard centers the ball. Modesto, great pass forward, skips over the stick of DeMeo and cleared out by the Brownies. Coming in hot, it's Luce, who gets the ball taken away, and now that ball is won up to DeMeo. Macy DeMeo in the circle, and another corner. Wow. And this is what happens when you put the pressure. The defenders become desperate. They make those mistakes, and you keep getting corners, keep getting chances.
One of the things we'd always, tell them is you got to keep your sticks on the ground. If your sticks are not on the ground, there's a good chance you get called for a foot.
Yeah. And we've been seeing plenty of sticks in the air from the Brownies. Now a new formation set up around the circle. Pass goes far.
Ooh.
Feifeld almost gets it away from her, and now Bouchard got to move it forward into Heflin, and wow. A lot of decisive calls from the refs in this game.
They're calling a very good game. I mean,
yeah.
They've
been on top of it.
They have been. They also do, these particular refs also will ref college level games as well. So they're very versed.
Sent to the circle. DeMeo with a chance.
Save.
Great save. And another corner. That was a fantastic job from Lydia Bryant. She's really holding her own in the net.
Yeah, she's got 6 shots on her that she has kept from going in.
I mean, for field hockey, that's a fairly high amount, I feel like. Now, on the far side, sent back forward. Taylor, good pass in. Kirkendall, DeMeo. Oh, and it skips by them. DeMeo can't quite get it in, and it will be out of bounds. So 3 corners in a row for the Red Hawks. Come up with no score, but plenty of pressure and a few great saves from Lydia Bryant. They keep the ball, though, from the 25-yard line. Sent forward, kept in play by Bouchard. Great hustle along the sideline, wind up, and out of bounds.
A little dangerous.
I'd say. I wouldn't want to be there, that's for sure. That's why I'm up here.
Yeah, there's going to be
I feel
quite
better
a few
up
bruises
here in the press box, yeah. And off DeMeo's stick. She blocks the clear, keeps it herself, might try a backhand, but it's batted away. And now taken away. Modesto sent into the crease.
Another save.
Great job from Bryant. Man, she's having a heck of a night. Not getting shaken at all, especially after that opening goal. 9 minutes to go in the game. Hawks up 1-0, and with plenty of time in the offensive zone.
Well, coming into this game, Lydia Bryant has 40 saves.
That's not surprising.
And Kyra Richards, our Frontiers varsity, has 29 saves. And she's only had 1 shot on goal, Kyra.
Yeah.
So that...
And I mean, it's not necessarily that Richards has let in more goals, because that's not the case. It's just there has been just less shots taken on her because the defensive line for the Red Hawks is just so good. Self-start. Modesto is called for a dangerous play.
Yep. So here, but they're keeping the pressure on. The midfield is doing their job. They're keeping it so that offensively Frontier can keep peppering and hopefully get another goal.
And Heflin takes to the sideline as coming in for his number 2, Kate Walker. And that is Walker trying to move it forward. Will lose the ball on the whistle. And sent forward through the air. Modesto from the pass of Feifeld. And now it's just being batted around in the midfield. And that will jump up and hit Modesto in the knee. Modesto with plenty of stops right in the middle of the field. Now it's scooped away by Macy DeMeo, who makes a nice move around the midfield defender. DeMeo looking to pass it forward. It's to Walker, who gets double teamed and loses the ball. Now that pass down the field is stopped by Ashley Taylor. Taylor rounding the corner, gets shoved, and will be Frontier's ball. Bouchard in a battle in the corner, wins it, sends it forward. It's Taylor inside the circle. And another corner for the Red Hawks. The defense is absolutely flustered for the Brownies. They just don't know how to stop this continuous drive.
Every corner is a goal. Every corner is a goal.
We can hear the juniors field hockey team over here. Every corner is a goal.
That's what you've always told me, Chaplain.
That's what I keep saying.
It's like your dreams are coming true.
Let's see if we can capitalize.
Yeah. They've had plenty of chances. How many corners is this now?
10.
10th corner for the Red Hawks. Kirkendall, top of the circle, sent in wide left. Jumped over the stick of Taylor, who could have had a chance to spin around and scoop it in, but there's that turf again. It's been a long time since we've seen a goal in this game. It was an early strike from Galinsky that put the Red Hawks in front.
Yeah, because that was at 8:33 in the first quarter.
Yeah. Not even halfway through the first quarter. We had 3.5 minutes go by, and we saw our first goal. And from that, it was like, oh, this is going to be a high-scoring game maybe. But nope, we've been stopped ever since. Except DeMeo will put it forward, still loose after the stop from Bryant. And
Brownie ball.
I didn't know what that signal meant. I was looking for maybe a corner because I've gotten used to the corner.
So when he puts his arms out this way, that means it's the defensive ball.
Gotcha.
Brownie. If he does one of these where he kind of sweeps and points to the other side with the sweeping arm, then that means it's a long ball and it would be Frontier's ball.
Yeah.
And we just got another corner.
Every corner is a goal.
Corner number 11 for the Frontier Red Hawks. Under 5 minutes to go now. Clock now working against the Brownies. Up to the top of the circle. Kirkendall stops it. Pass over to the far side. Sent in. Shot is blocked. Bryant in the mix. It's loose. Modesto trying to calm it down. Sends it back in. It's blocked. And it goes wide to the left. A couple good saves from Bryant. Kills the corner once again. And now we're starting to get some mist on the far side of the field. You can see it right in the middle there.
Oh, yeah.
Right behind Feifeld.
Yep. But, Frontier definitely has been dominating this quarter offensively. They just have not been able to find the back of the net.
Yeah. 4 minutes to go. Airborne pass to Bouchard. And another corner for the Red Hawks. Number 12 this time.
It's like the mist is creeping across the field.
Yeah, you can. It is moving. This is why I love doing a bit of the colder games. It starts to get chilly. You see that a lot, and it can be really pretty, especially with the soccer games. That's always really cool.
All right, so Ashley Taylor with the insert.
Kirkendall again on the near side. Big windup. Sends it forward. Block from Bryant. Backhand. And it's in! Macy DeMeo. And it's 2-0 Red Hawks with 3:10 to go.
So we think it was Macy DeMeo, I think from Ashley Taylor.
It might have been, I'm sure they'll count an assist on it, but it looked like she got the ball. Bryant kicked it out, and she calmed the ball down, turned it around, and sent it in off her backhand. But we'll hear soon enough.
So that was a nice insurance goal with under 3 minutes left.
Absolutely. And now you see the Brownies turning on the Jets, trying to get something going here in the last 250.
So the goal was Macy DeMeo off the goalie, we think. Passing on the information here.
And now on the far side of the field.
Frontier goal scored by Macy DeMeo.
Frontier's on the attack. Ooh.
And that'll go the other way for him. I mean, that has been the story for most of the night, but hasn't made much of a difference to them, hasn't lowered morale. They've just been absolutely relentless, and they continue to be, as DeMeo, who just scored that goal, moves it forward on the far side, close to the circle, but that gets batted up by the stick of Elsa Brown.
Whoops.
Quick reaction time there. Now we have under 2 minutes.
Taking a good long look to see who might be open. And
We'll stay with the Brownies off of the whistle.
got some air dribble there.
Loses the ball, trying to get it back up. And that's the captain, Bernard, who we saw dribbling before on the near sideline. She'll pass it forward, and now it gets its way to Lily Atkins. Racing for it is Gavoni, who helps win the whistle there. Maybe a late opportunity here for the Brownies. 1:15 to go. Taking it forward herself, that's a good move with the dribble, and will stay with it. Won't pick it up and bring it in the air this time. Bernard loses the ball on the whistle. 1 minute to go. Modesto to the far side. That's Kalinowski with it. And now it goes to the Brownies. Forward for Agawam. Backhand pass, trying to get it to Atkins. And popped up in the air. Corner.
This is their
That is
first
the, yeah, I was going to say. 30 seconds left in the game, and it's the Brownies' first corner.
So they're going to play out the corner. So as long as the ball does not leave the circle, even though the buzzer goes off, they got to finish playing it out. So Frontier's defense needs to get clear of the ball out of the circle. As long as it stays in the circle, they will continue to play even after the buzzer.
And now it is out. There's the buzzer, and the Hawks pull off the senior night win, 2-0. And they will have an identical record against Agawam for the season, 2-0, after they beat them September 6th, 3-2, and now they beat them for the second time, 2-0, in a wonderful fashion on their senior night.
Frontier goes 7-1-1, and the Brownies are dropping to 4-4. So.
And it's been a great night here at Frontier Track and Field for all the students and parents that showed up. T-shirt toss was a great idea too, I might add. That was definitely a lot of fun. Speaking as someone who did get a T-shirt and will be cherishing it. Well, it's always fun to do the games with you, Chapley, and I hope we get to do a few more before the postseason rolls around, which it definitely will be doing for this field hockey team. One of the best in their league and in their division. For the last time to score, 2-0. Hawks pull off the senior night win under the lights in their home stadium. I've been Mason Smith here with Stacy Chapley, Kevin Murphy, Cole Melnick. Thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. We hope you have a wonderful night. You're watching Frontier Community Access Television. Good night.
Good night.